So, have you ever found yourself in that really frustrating position of seeing everybody around you, family, friends, work colleagues, all achieving their weight loss goals that they've set for themselves, often in record time? Yet, when you set your goal for weight loss, you either struggle to get started, or if you do get started, you find yourself crashing and burning within a few days, a few weeks, or maybe if you're lucky, maybe you go a few months and then eventually end up all the way back to the starting point. If that's where you find yourself, then this week's video coaching session is going to be ideal for you because I'm going to be sharing with you some of the insights that I share with my clients to help them lose anywhere from 20 pounds to 50 pounds plus, and more importantly, how to be able to keep that weight off long term. Now, if you're new to the channel, you've not been here before, you don't know who I am, my name is Eric Simpson. I'm an online weight loss specialist for busy professional women over 40 who are looking to lose anywhere from 20 pounds plus without having to count calories, spend hours exercising every day, or trying to be 100% perfect. So if that's you, you're definitely in the right place. If you'd like to find out more about maybe how I can help you, there is a link around this video where you can click and we can set up a free chat, no obligation at all to buy anything, just a conversation to find out whether or not I can actually help you. Okay, so let's get back to this thing around goal setting for weight loss. I'm going to break this down to 3 parts. Please, have a pen and paper handy so you can make some notes, and feel free to fire any questions back at me if it's something that you'd like me to sort of go a bit deeper on. So the first thing I'd recommend, and the first thing I say to my clients is, obviously set a weight loss goal. And that sounds quite obvious, but you'll be amazed at how many people don't even set a weight loss goal. It's just, I want to lose some weight. And I kind of understand why people do that. And partly it's because, probably the biggest reason I suspect is because it's facing up to how much weight you actually have to lose. If you have to lose 20, 30, 50 pounds, that can seem like just a too big amount to climb. So just by saying I want to lose some weight can make it a little bit more easier on you emotionally, mentally to get started. So I completely get it. But here's the problem with that. That would be like jumping in your car and turning the sat nav on, but not putting in a postcode and just saying, I want to go somewhere and just driving. You would never do that. You'd get in the car, you'd punch in the postcode, I don't know, to go to London, maybe Scotland, wherever you want to go to, and you set off on your journey. You'd have a clear idea of where you're going. And it should be the same with weight loss. So that's the absolute bare minimum thing you should be doing, is setting an amount of weight you'd like to lose. Now, if you'd like to ramp that up a little bit, there's a really good mnemonic you can use, a really good little mini formula you can use within my big sort of insight here. And it's one you've probably heard of. It's called SMART, and each letter stands for something. So the S stands for the goal needs to be specific. So as I've already alluded to and said, you need a specific amount of weight you want to lose. It needs to be measurable, and I'd recommend you measuring on a weekly basis. It needs to be achievable for you, and it needs to be realistic. And the T stands for time bound. And the T is where people tend again to not want to put a time frame on when they're going to achieve the weight loss. Why? Because again, it can give you an easy out so that you can prolong the poor behaviors that maybe you've got, the poor eating habits, possibly, maybe the poor sort of attitude and the mentality you've got towards weight loss. You can prolong that because you haven't put a specific time frame on when you want to achieve that weight loss. So those are the first 2 things. Set yourself a goal, that's the bare minimum, and then use that SMART mnemonic to give it a little bit more of ability to accelerate yourself towards achieving your goal. Now, if you want to go a little bit deeper on this, the third element, and the bit that I share with my clients, we go into some real detail on this. I'll just give you sort of like a 10,000 foot view on this, but it's looking at the actual process goals you need to be doing on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. Because when you set yourself that goal of losing 20, 30, 50 pounds plus, if you don't have the process steps to back it up, then really it's more of a dream. It's not really a goal you're going to be achieving, because you need to have definite stepping stones to getting there. So let's talk about the process goals and how we can break that down to 3 core areas. Area number 1 is mindset. Area number 2 is diet. Area number 3 is exercise. So let's take a look at a process goal that we can have within each of those elements, starting off with mindset. So for a lot of women that I work with, a high percentage of them are women who are highly accomplished, busy, intelligent professionals, or maybe they were former professionals and they're now sort of full-time at home, bringing kids up, or maybe that's what they've done for 10, 20 years, supporting their partners and making sure their home life is great. But what they also and have become are yes people, people pleasers. And a high percentage of women I work with happen to be people pleasers. Now, when you're a people pleaser, that can be really good, but also really detrimental to your ability to be able to put yourself at the top of the list, to make sure you get done what you need to get done for you to be able to lose the weight and keep it off long term. So what's one of the little things you can do within the process goals to do with mindset and being a people pleaser? It's just by introducing a very simple little statement. I'll give you sort of a rough idea of what I'll say to my clients when I find that they are people pleasers, because people pleasers tend to say yes at the drop of a hat. They don't really think it through properly. It's just, the thing's asked and they're like, yes, I can do that. And before they know it, they've overcommitted. They go home, they're stressed, they're frustrated. And basically, as I said, they end up putting other people ahead of themselves. So rather than doing that, what you could introduce as a new process goal is a little phrase. And the phrase could be something like, yeah, I'd love to help you out on that task. That it sounds like a really good task you want to achieve there. Can I just check my diary and get back to you on that? And saying that little phrase buys you some time. It's still staying within the integrity. It's still congruent with who you are as a person. Because for a lot of people, just saying no flat out is just not congruent with who they are as people. So by having that little phrase there, can I get back to you? And have to check in my diary, you're still congruent and in alignment with who you are as a person. And that's important to understand. And what that allows you to do then is go away, check your diary legitimately, review what's been asked of you. And if you can do it without it taking up too much of your time and distracting you from your own health and well-being goals, then fine, take it on. But if it's something that's going to take up a lot of time and distract you from what you're trying to do, then you can go back and politely say, look, I've checked my diary. On this occasion, it's not going to be possible. But look, if things free up for me in the future, I'd love to be able to help you out on that one. And that's a very simple, easy, and respectful way of saying no to somebody. You're not lying to them, but more importantly, what you're not doing is overwhelming yourself by being that yes person all the time. So that's something you could do on the process goals for the mindset. What about dieting then, healthy eating? What can you be doing there? Well, the first thing you need to do, obviously, is eat healthy meals. Healthy breakfast, healthy lunch, healthy evening meal. Yes, that's kind of standard stuff. So you wake up in the morning and you prep those dishes and you eat them. So what could be a new process that you could introduce into that? Well, the new process might be, I'm going to plan a little bit more, and possibly over time, I'm going to start to prepare some dishes ahead of time. So what will that do for you? Well, it will buy you more time. It will take away the stress of having to think about what it is you are going to be eating. It'll also help to keep you on track with your healthy eating goals because you've thought about it and maybe you've planned some of those meals ahead of time as well. And then the third element, exercise. And again, this is where a lot of people go really wrong with the exercise. They either do too little or they do way too much. So too little, what I mean by that is they're doing too little but expecting massive results, and it never happens that way in terms of increasing body tone, or they do too much and they end up getting injured. So with exercise, start off at a level that you believe is achievable and it's something you can sustain for a long time. So that may be something like a 10, 20-minute walk done every other day to begin with. Something that's not going to overwhelm you and make it seem too difficult to keep up. You need to feel as though once you've completed that 10, 20-minute walk, you could happily do that again tomorrow or the day after without any great difficulty whatsoever. But here's the real secret to process goals and something that people don't talk about. And if you get this, it'll really make a big difference to you, and it could be one of these little mental shifts in terms of perception when it comes to goal setting for weight loss. The process goals, really what they are lifestyle choices. That's what they are. They're lifestyle choices. And if you can view them, as lifestyle choices, then they will become integral to your lifestyle. Therefore, getting started with losing weight becomes far easier. Losing the weight becomes easier, and keeping it off becomes infinitely easier because it's what you do as part of your lifestyle. But also understanding, because it's a lifestyle, you're not going to set yourself ridiculous goals like, for example, you might say in the mindset department, I'm going to say no to everything. Well, you're not going to do that. You know that there are going to be occasions where you are going to say yes when you shouldn't have said yes. That's going to happen. That's life. With your healthy eating plan, it's no good saying, I'm never going to eat chocolate again or eat carbs again or never drink alcohol again, because that's just unrealistic. The chances are you are going to have those things again. So when you look at this from a lifestyle point of view, you're going to build those things into your plan. And the same with exercise. You're going to build something in that is sustainable long term. So treat your process goals as lifestyle choices. It'll make it infinitely more easy for you. So just to quickly recap on those 3 areas then. First of all, set yourself a goal. That's number one. That's the minimum thing you should do. Just set a goal amount of weight you want to lose. If you do nothing else, just set that goal. Then if you want to make it a little bit more effective, use that SMART mnemonic: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and put a time frame on it. And then if you want to go even deeper and make it really successful and give yourself those stepping stones, break down each of those elements, mindset, diet, and exercise, into process goals that become lifestyle choices on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. If you do that, you are going to be super successful and you'll find yourself moving more effortlessly. There'll be effort there, but more effortlessly towards achieving your goals and then believing you can maintain them long term. Hopefully you found that of some value to you. If you do have any questions at all about anything I've covered today, then feel free to reach out to me. More than happy to sort of get back to you with an answer if I have it within my gift to provide an answer. And again, if you'd like to go a little bit deeper and find out how I may be able to help you with your weight loss goals, then do find that link around this video. Click on that, it'll take you to a page. You're able to book a time and a date that best suits you. And we can have a free, no obligation conversation around your weight loss goals. Say nothing to buy, it's just a fact-finding exercise. And if we think there's something that can be done, we'd then set up a second call at a later date. But until then, take very good care of yourself and bye for now.